5 seconds. Start. I rise to support the railway budget and compliment the railway minister and his ministry. The contribution of pension fund, which has been enhanced during 2001-2, has resulted in an addition of rupees 40 crores to the amount of the budget. It is really an excellent measure. 16 new lines have been introduced and 277 kilometers have been targeted for opening before March 2002. Further program for opening new lines in 2002-3 is totaling to 364 kilometers. Altogether, 16 new lines are going to be introduced. Madam, introducing land management is also a correct step. Track renewals for a distance of 1300 kilometers have been introduced. Priority is given to railway electrification with a target of 3,500 kilometers in the 10th plan. New schemes for electrification of about 1,500 route kilometers have been included in the budget. Exemption has been given altogether for several essential commodities from increase in freight rates. The Honorable Minister, the Prime Minister and the Deputy Minister of the Planning Commission shall have to be complimented for their progressive policy, deciding that the entire country should have one gauge. That is why the conversion of meter gauge to broad gauge has been introduced. This is a very correct measure. This will promote the backward areas and simultaneously provide employment to the poor and the needy. I would like to remark that the conversion of narrow gauge in the most backward area, that is Kolar district of Karnataka, has not been included. I do not know why the minister is giving it a stepmotherly kind of treatment. Kolar is a backward and drought-prone area. The minister has taken measures to see that there is only one gauge throughout the country, that is the broad gauge, and yet he has neglected this particular narrow gauge line. I hope the minister will kindly consider this aspect and see that this will be converted into broad gauge line. The rise in fare and freight charges is not high when compared to the previous budget. This budget has in fact taken care of the poor and the ordinary class passengers. There is criticism that the increase in fare and freight charges is steep and is not in the interest of all the rail users. The second class compartments and sometimes even the first class compartments are very crowded. Drinking water is not being provided. The toilets and bathrooms are not clean. The railway authorities should pay more attention to the basic requirements of the passengers. The food that is being supplied is not at all good and hygienic. It is very often cold and exposed, let alone the taste of food, which is very bad at times. Care must be taken by the management to provide good and hygienic food. The Honorable Minister has been kind enough to supply hot and hygienic food to the members in the Central Hall and in the Parliament. Likewise, the same kind of good food should be supplied to the passengers also. As the catering service is being privatized, the service should improve. It is criticized that laying of double line in some parts of Tamil Nadu and other areas has not been taken up. This is true and it has to be done on priority. I suggest that new lines should be laid and the narrow gauge and meter gauge lines should be converted to broad gauge lines. The workers as well as people suffer when funds meant for conversion are not realized. This is especially so in the case of Konkan Railway and Mysore-Bangalore route. Anyway, this budget has sought to provide employment opportunities to the downtrodden people. It contributes a great deal for the development and growth of the country. The railway stations need to be properly equipped so that proper catering services are maintained. A lot of remains to be done as far as leakage of revenue is concerned, whether it be in the passenger line or in the transportation of goods. This will also help in providing the economy of the railways. Steps are also to be taken to maintain safety and security of both the passengers and the goods. Important officers like chief engineers and other officers should also be instructed to arrange meetings and discussions with the local leaders and social workers so that they get acquainted with the problems faced by the passengers. Punctuality should also be maintained strictly. Wagons should be made available for transporting perishable articles like vegetables, potatoes, tomatoes, and mangoes. Their services and their due promotion should be safeguarded. Some junior officers of railways were on hunter strike recently at the Boat Club, New Delhi. Equal pay for equal work and to promote officers who were denied their right, whether on percentage basis or otherwise, as against the direct recruit, were their demands. When they were on hunger strike, they were not called for negotiations.